It gave me everything I wanted. There was like that thriller aspect to it at a certain point because you really didn't know who was going to turn on everybody. No, overall, that was fantastic. I impressed. That was good. For how short it was, too, the fact that they got all of that into one, and it was such a coherent storyline. You know what I mean? It wasn't as predictable as I thought it was going to be, because at first you feel kind of like you know where the plot's going, especially if you, like, watch true crime and know things. Yeah. But, like, Marge coming out and being in charge...
And like a half an hour into the movie.
Yeah!
You
don't even know what's about to go on. And she fucking killed the damn thing. I'm not really sure what the weird leukemia wife story plot
I'm glad
was.
you say that, because a lot of people say that, and having watched this like for the 15th time, what I think the Mike situation is about is that she leaves the Jerry situation at face value.
Right.
And takes off. When she talks to Mike and finds out that he lied to her and that there's way more going on than what he let off, I think that's the thing that sparks her to want to go back and talk to Jerry.
Okay,
again.
I just thought she saw through his bullshit, because I saw through his bullshit while he was
not
talking
the first
to her.
time, though. When she first talks to him, she's just like...
but I just thought she assumed there was still more to the story, and she was going to come back eventually anyway, give him the fucking crack. Because he wasn't selling it. Maybe, and not just because I know, just because literally watching him play it didn't feel like he was selling it.
I agree, but I think it's that thing too of like their culture assumes that everyone's kind of
polite
above board
and nice, and we're all good people until you're not a good person. So.
Right, and it wasn't like, what does this guy who's selling cars have to do with the 3 murders?
Right.
She doesn't know that no one knows his wife.
No one knows the wife is kidnapped yet. Yeah.
You know,
that's
so it's
so
like
fucking wild.
So I think that's where, because someone else who did a really deep dive podcast on the movie, they said the only thing they couldn't figure out was the Mike Yaganita story. Like, is that a mistake? Did it come from nowhere? No. And I was like, watching it again, I was like, no, I think that's what they were going for. At minimum, even if it didn't work for you, I think what they were going for was that she gave him a pass the first time, and she was like,
okay, we're just trying to know if you're an upset person, you're a good guy. Wait, you look like a good guy. You're not a good guy. Right. I'm finding this out. Now I'm going to go check on that other person that I thought was a good guy, and we're going to fucking deep dive.
And it's like the next scene.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like the very next scene.
That makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense when you break it down like that.
So I think that's what that is, yeah. Well, so another fun fact, not based on a true story.
Motherfuckers got me fucked up!
They literally talked about it. They said what happened is they realized everyone kept calling all their movies. They kept saying all their movies are based on a true story, and they're like, they're obviously not. And so they're like, well, screw it. If you can just lie, we'll just do it. We'll just make our own. So the closest it is to actually based on a true story is that there was a story in the newspaper that they read that someone had killed somebody in a wood chipper. Or not killed them.
Okay, but I will tell you.
So you may have caught that.
So I'm not going to lie. The year's 2020. And I was already listening to Morbid, a podcast, which is based on true crime and ghost stories. And then I caught up on all of those. So I was like, I need more true crime. So I went to My Favorite Murder. And guess who's finally caught up after a year and a half, and they have 6 years worth of podcasts? Yes, I have no life, and I'm not ashamed. But I'm finally up to date. It took me till literally last week to get up to date on it. And I've listened to many an episode that has to do with a wood chipper, and that sounds familiar and it's in those states. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Hit us in the comments if you know, if you follow, if you're a murderino.
If you have any specific examples of wood chipper.
If you've got it, please let us know. But I know a wood chipper, and it's like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Also, like, the visual of the white sock, tan pants, through that whole visual itself, because it's like, it's not like a foot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like a plain foot going through it. It's a fucking sock with pants on,
I feel like I would have taken
going through a fucking wood chipper. Would you? I don't know.
Yeah,
how much of a hurry are you in?
My concern is the clothes would get caught up and gunk up the
If
gears.
it chucks up wood and flesh, it's gonna chop up the clothes. Think about it.
Flesh. No, because clothes are fabricy, so they'll get like wrapped up and stuff. Way wood won't, because wood's more brittle.
Wood won't, but skin and all the rest of the shit that you're already trying to shove in there will. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you don't give a fuck, why give a fuck?
I think the skin's breaking point is going to be easier than fabric or whatever. But I mean, this is in the weeds.
None of this matters.
Theme wise, I think I think what they really went for was the person who is getting themselves so in over their head.
Oh yeah, and that was fantastic.
Jerry's punching so far above his
Jerry
weight
and then Carl.
Understand.
Oh. Carl.
Well, that's what's fun. Him and Carl are kind of characters from two different worlds that are making the same.
They're very parallel characters, though. Like they're doing they're on the exact same path right next to each other and make the same kind of shit. Like, bro, you were never gonna go in against homie and win. He's proven that to
yeah.
you time and time again. How are you going to go in there and say that shit? And even, like, at that point in time, you go, no, there's more money. I'll just get you the money. I'll buy you out the car.
And he was trying to
That's
pull
what
it.
you do.
He was trying to pull a Jerry on
Yeah,
him. You know, he's like, oh, I got the whole $80,000. It's like, bro, you showed
No,
up.
you don't.
You showed up for $20,000 because
Yeah.
you're already going to split 40.
Right.
Now you got the 80, but then you got $1 million. Just walk away and be happy with your $500,000, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was so simple. Or the paying him over the car thing. I agree. He's being a penny pincher about the car.
Yeah.
But just give it to him.
Just give it to him. You know what he's capable of. You have seen it firsthand. You came home and the hostage is dead.
Which happens a lot.
You walk the fuck away.
And that happened in this movie.
You walk the fuck away from that shit. The hostage is dead. You give them everything. You go back, find the money you buried, and you move on with your fucking life.
Gustafson was like that
This
too.
is why I won't do crime. Also because I have a very guilty conscience because I was raised Southern Baptist. But I'm saying they don't. No.
But Gustafson was like that too when it comes to like, doing stupid things because of principle.
Yeah.
And it's like, if everyone was more pragmatic and less, trying to break their own backs over some kind of principle, a lot more people would be alive, you know?
True.
But yeah, I think the Coen brothers are just incredible. I think that all of their movies are absolutely worth watching.
I thoroughly enjoyed that one from start to finish.
So we might try...
Also, there's a song by Paul Anka and Johnny Carson, and I fucking love Paul Anka. I don't want to talk about it. Gilmore Girls reference.
So if you made it this far, let us know if you would be interested in us doing No Country for Old Men, because that's another one of their incredible crime thriller kind of movies.
And I have never seen it.
So yeah, we might give that one a shot here soon. So, all right, it was great seeing you guys, and we'll catch you later. Happy Halloween.
Bye. We should totally do a horror movie.